Okay, finally, y'all. This is what we've been waiting on. Charge my computer, make sure it doesn't die. Yo, this season finale is a lot. Do you understand me? Let me tell you why this season finale was a lot. And I don't know of a better season finale. Real talk. Like, I thought people were making a comment like that this was just when people said that this was a really good finale and they don't know of a better season finale, I thought this was just talk until I saw it. And I was like, oh my God. So let me tell you why this was diabolical. And it makes me like Heather much more. And the reason why this was diabolical is this: Heather has been in the cut, sitting back, watching Monica since day one. You can't believe. And because if you go back and do a track record of how Heather was responding to Monica, it's clear that Heather was not believing Monica in the same way that one would have assumed. And so because you just are sitting back, she has been sitting back observing Monica, and she had an investigation taking place. And it culminated in this. So Monica um, and Whitney are talking, and because Whitney was sleeping in Monica's bed, and Monica says to Lisa, Monica tells Whitney that she talked to Lisa and was like, "Hey, have you seen Whitney?" And Lisa was like, "Yeah, she's probably somewhere to be being dramatic." So then Whitney's like, "The nerve. You were screaming at people out on the boat and, and at dinner. So how are you not being dramatic?" Whitney and Heather, um, and they're talking, and Heather's like, "Look, I took everything, I read to you what I wrote in the book. You specifically wanted some things cut from the book, and I did that." Whitney's like, "Yeah, but then once I read it," she's like, "It's the same thing that I read to you. There's nothing different." I think what Whitney was trying to get was this. I wanted you to put it into the context that I did these pictures for my husband, and then I'm not just doing these pictures. Heather is not seeing, Heather's looking at it like this is parsing words. It's not that big of a deal. I love this is the second, third time that Heather had to read from her book in this whole season to be like, this is what I said. What's the problem? Anyway, they do this scooter ride. I am dead. When Meredith is like, yeah, I haven't driven a car in like God knows when. Monica, Heather, and Angie are shopping. Whitney, Meredith, and Lisa are shopping. Nobody brings any cash or anything. And so Monica is the one who uses the card. Monica's card declines. And then she thinks she's slick. What she decided to do was she was like, oh, I didn't notify them that I was international, right? And but ma'am, you switched cards. Like you initially gave her a green card. The one that went through was the white card. You are too broke for this show. And now, and I've been saying this since the beginning of the show. I was like, she may be good for the show, entertaining for sure, but she's too broke. And it feels like I have more money than you do. And that's a problem to be on a reality housewives show, that I make more money than you do. I am not walking around, no shade, in Steve Madden's shoes. I thought that Steve Madden, what, and look, I will buy a Steve Madden shoe. First of all, I will say this, they're a bit uncomfortable. So I'm not saying that I'm better than that, but I'm saying that my pay grade is higher now. So I don't need to be walking around in those Steve Madden shoes. But for her, she buys one expensive purse. She wants to tell everybody about how expensive her purse is. So I think that it's just a, she does. I'm sorry, my daughter decided to come in here with her iPad blaring, and I don't want that to get picked up. Okay. And anyway, so 1 hour later, we come back from shopping. We have 1 hour later, Heather picks up the phone and she's like, "What did you find out?" So clearly she had somebody investigating Monica. Okay. And then she kicked the camera out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh." 2 hours later, Heather talks to Whitney, Lisa, and Meredith. And she's like, "Look, Monica is not our friend. She is reality Van Teese." They're like, "Oh my God." She is dedicated to trolling us. She infiltrated our group. And I found this out with Tanisha Beauty Lab. Um, when I tell you she is thorough, she found this out with Tanisha, the person who does her hair. She explains that she got this from the beauty lab. They checked the beauty. She was going to give her a gift card from Beauty Lab. There are three Monicas. She is one of the Monicas that has not finished paying the bill, and they owe her company a lot of money. Tanisha sent all the info. She has all the screenshots. She has all the evidence. And in my mind, they need to apologize to Meredith. They're all up here crying and hugging. I feel like an apology to Meredith is needed. Y'all blame Meredith for the last couple of years of doing things to this group and spreading these rumors and revealing all this stuff. Come to find out, it is Monica, and poor Meredith has been taking it on the chin this whole entire time. So she's like, "Look, I want you guys to have my back. I am confronting her at this dinner." They get to the dinner 2 hours after this. The dinner happens. It's a Bermuda Triangle dinner. She has a game. Everyone has a doll. And they're supposed to question whoever the doll that they have sitting in front of them. So Whitney questions, she has the Lisa doll. She's like, "You said that I'm dramatic." And and Lisa's like, "And I'm dramatic. What's the big deal?" And she's like, "Yes, that's fine. But why is it okay for you to be dramatic and not me?" Um, Meredith does this whole doll with Heather, and she's like, "Why is it that you were not supportive for me throughout this whole thing? I was being attacked. You could have been supportive to me, and you were not." Heather eventually gets the doll from Meredith, and she's like, I really don't have anything to say to Meredith, but I do have a lot to say to you, Monica. Why is it that we all believe Monica and not Meredith? And Monica's like, well, because I have proof, I have evidence, I have this. And Heather's like, who's the real Monica? Because we bonded because we're single parents, daughters. We bonded because she's charming and she's smart and she appears to be this open book. But, you're not our friend. You never wanted to be our friend. You wanted to profit from us, from our secrets, from our stories, because you, ma'am, are reality Van Tees. And Monica's like, no, I'm not. Heather's like, look, I have all the proof. I have the screenshots. I have text messages. I have the video recordings. I have all of this stuff. Tanisha has sent them. You, ma'am, are reality Van Tees. Are you via reality Van Tees? She's like, that's not entirely true. That's not entirely false. So Lisa's like, what do you mean entirely? And so she's like, well, it's partly true. So then all hell breaks loose, right? And then it's like, well, what is your real name? Because Monica Fowler. So it goes back to this whole, you claimed that you never went into Meredith's store. Ma'am, you were wearing the blonde wig last season, and you were the one who took the clutch. The clutch was eventually returned. She's like, well, I did not steal from you. Well, you stole and returned it. And we have you on security footage. You were wearing the blonde wig. You claimed that it was the first time that you were in the store when you were with Meredith, but that was incorrect. So Monica claims that she's not the only one behind, and she names the other names of the other people who are behind it. She also is accusing that Angie was also a part of the reality tease. Um, Angie does not deny this. Essentially, her part is I focused on Jen Shaw and taking Jen Shaw down and revealing the truth about Jen Shaw. Other people talked about other things. But in the confessional, she's like, all these other people are just collateral damage. Yo, I told you when she first got on this show, episode 1 of this season, she is too broke for this show. I knew something was up. Every episode, she's going around stirring the mix about rumors. Nobody else is mentioning any rumors. She's saying it, and then it makes it seem somehow that Meredith, because everybody believes that Meredith is the one that's involved in rumors, that even though we never see Meredith saying the rumor, we see Monica saying the rumor. People believe that Monica is hearing it from Meredith. What Monica says is that all these people are in her DMs on this reality tease, Von Tease, um, social media page and is giving her all of the extra info. Yes, she said this. She's the one. So then they're like, okay, so explain to us, what did you do with the account? She's like, I made all the videos. But in fact, Tanisha is the one who started the account. So, Heather, you need a new hairdresser. Um, I want to know who Angie is and what. Now, Carlos King made a comment saying that the housewives are in people's DMs telling people information about the show and about each other. So, do I believe that they were telling this lady about stuff? Sure. Um, this is the big tease. This is the big tease that is the biggest thing that stands out to me. Heather at the end is like, look, we have been through this song and dance. We are a ride or die group. We are friends with each other. You infiltrated this group. You were just a blogger, a troll who became friends with Jen Shaw to um, get close to her, to take her down, and you needed her to help pay your bills. All the while, you were taking videos, putting it out there to take her down, and we are a supportive group. She's like, we have lied for Jen Shaw. We have been there for Jen Shaw. And then she's like, look, I have been going on a book tour, lying about the fact that Jen Shaw is the one that gave me the black eye. I was like, Meredith was like, wait, what? Girl, I said the same thing. I said, what? And the cold thing is Jen Shaw was like, I know. How did you get this black eye? What did you do? We're trying to figure this out. All the while, you are the one who punched this chick in the face. Girl, this is too much. When I tell you this is too much, I'm telling you this is so too much for me. Wow. Girl, I don't even know what to say. When I tell you that this is, then they're like, we're not doing this again. You need to pack your ish and you need to get out. Just like, okay. And she got up. She's like, eventually, the gossip girl is gonna get found out. Whatever's done in the dark comes to light. Monica has no shame. And I know that a lot of people feel that she needs to come back. Carlos King was like, she has to come back next season. The problem that I think we're going to have with her coming back next season, and I know that he equates her with Danielle from Real Housewives in New Jersey. I don't really necessarily equate her in the same way, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because, well, I guess you could, because she was kind of infiltrating herself into being on the show. Um, I don't know, like, I think the cast is a little different. The cast on Real Housewives of New Jersey, you had a few people, Teresa for sure, that is confrontational. You had these people who would be willing to film with her. The problem that I have, that I think we're going to have, is I don't know anybody who's going to be willing to film with this Monica girl. And I'm going to say this because all these women are this holier than thou group. You're going to have to bring Monica some other friends, and Mary is probably the only one who probably don't really care. I don't know because, she's never around. I don't know if she'd be willing to film with Monica. I just don't see how we get to this redemption arc unless you're going to be able to put some of this on Angie. I don't want Angie back. I think that Angie is boring and dull, and she's not going to have much of a storyline. Her storyline was much to attack Meredith. She has no storyline moving forward. Um, her horrible marriage, I mean, this weird co-sleeping arrangement that she has with her daughter. Um, I don't see how this is going to be entertaining, unless, we really get to some of these rumors are true when it comes to, her husband. But I don't see much of a story from Angie besides attacking Meredith. Now that you know that Meredith is not coming for you, and the person who was coming for you was your good girlfriend Monica, are you really going to be able to hang out with her? And Angie is going to go where the majority goes, and the majority is going to be anti-Monica. So Heather is absolutely not going to be on your side. Heather is definitely not going to film with Monica, and she's definitely not going to be okay with being with her. So you're going to have that. Meredith is absolutely not, because you stole from her store and you literally had her blamed for everything. And she didn't, she literally didn't do it. It's you who's sending out all these DMs to all these people. So Meredith is definitely not going to do it. Lisa is on principle. Lisa is um can hold a grudge very strongly. So Lisa's not going to really want to be around you. Whitney, I don't, I really think that this is the thing that brings the cast collectively together. The only one who doesn't like any of these people is Mary, but you got to get Mary to participate. The only way that you are not, or the only way that you're going to get Monica and Mary in the same room together again is if Reality Rantee did not say anything about Mary and her husband. Now, if you did say something about Mary and her husband, then you are now out of luck again. Mary is not going to be interested in filming with you because she holds a grudge stronger than anybody. So I don't see how Monica is going to be able to move forward on this show unless you add some new cast members to this show for Monica to talk with. People are now annoyed because should a troll be on a housewife show? And if we're going to say no, then we probably should X her off the show. People are going to say that this is a little hypocritical because all of these housewives, in one way or another, are connected to are sending out information to people on to bloggers. So is it fair to hold Monica to a different standard than the rest of you? I don't really know. I have no good answers, but the problem that I think we're going to have is that Monica, even in an apology tour, I don't see how some of these women are going to be able to bounce back and be okay with this apology. So therefore, I don't know what the path forward would be for how Monica stays on this series. I really don't. Um, I mean, I'm looking forward to this three-part reunion because I'm not sure if we're going to if this is going to work out. I do think that this finale was amazing, and ratings wise, it could be interesting to get them on the show. To save Monica, I just can't figure out how this would work though. So on that note, the gag is her getting punched. And when I say punched, I mean let me see if I can find a picture. Heather's face punched on. I want the picture. Let's see images. Okay, here. Oh no. I want to show you how bad this punch was. And I'm just trying to figure out like how do we I mean, where do we go from here? Do you see how bad this punch was? Like, this chick got her good. This was not like a peck. This was not like a little punch. This was a whole off and punched her dead in the eye. Like I mean, could have been more than one. Could have been once. Okay, maybe. But I'm like, I need the full deets on how this happened because this is with makeup on, girl. Anyway, that needs to be question number one. How the heck, why did Jen Shaw punch you in the eye? And she's like, we're not gonna lie anymore. You got to go. Anyway, okay. On that note, have a good and lovely night. I am done. I am going to bed and watch Percy Jackson until I fall asleep. Good night.